All right. Future episodes of PDFfile Fatigue will not include this intro. Uh, Listen to this.
Huh?
Yeah, no, no. I
Huh?
understand that, I understand that blacks have a long history and that Asians wouldn't even be here without, the 14th Amendment or, different civil rights. So I'm just trying to figure out some kind of peaceful solution where, because I grew up here in the 80s and the 90s and, we never talked about race. I grew up, playing football, playing sports, I had black teammates, black friends. And now it's just like, race is all the rage now, which I don't want to spend all my time in America. Like I said, I'm in Asia a lot.
Everything's about race. What racism? What racism are you black people talking about? This is the Hodge Twins channel. Now, even though they are half black, they are still white supremacists. Look at their content. It's all about black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue this, black fatigue that. That's where the racism is. Look at this one. Lock him up now. Look at this. This be crazy. You have a population of people who want to do nothing but hold black people up to scrutiny, who want to do nothing but point out the dirt that black people do. And they want to give all white degeneracy a pass. They want to ignore all white degeneracy. And they only want to focus on when black people look bad. So I'm going to include this series where I'm going to show nothing but white people who do dirt. We're going to focus on their crimes. And of course, the crime that they are most notorious for, that they lead in by far, PDF files. And I'm going to deal with stories that surfaced within the past 7 days only. I'm not reaching far back in the past at all. And to be honest with you, I could have pulled up a lot more stories within the past week. Davenport man charged with murder. He hit his wife 3 times in the head with a hammer and killed her. It's unalivings like this that is the reason why they lead in these crimes, aggravated assault, these crimes of violence. And in many years, they have more homicides than blacks. And it fluctuates. It fluctuates. Sometimes there are more homicides committed by blacks. Sometimes there are more committed by whites. And you can tell by how close they are in number that they fluctuate. These are the types of murders or unalivings that take place. Look at this. A priest accused of indecent assault pleads to lesser charge. Shame on you. Shame on you, dude. What are you into? Auburn man arrested for sexual assault. Sexual assault. Shame on you, dude. That's immoral. That's white fatigue. Former local tattoo artist pleads not guilty to sexual assault charges. Stop it. Now you're going to really get yourself in trouble. Man sent to prison for raping 6-month-old baby? That's terrible. Again, all of these stories within the past week. And do y'all know that this news segment right here that you're looking at actually dedicated like 30 seconds to this story? Okay, it's not even playing. It doesn't even want to play a story like this, right? Not even the video. See, they're working against this type of news. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
New at 6, a Webster County man has been sentenced to federal prison. Officials at the Kentucky Attorney General's office say 26-year-old Michael Puckett was sentenced to 30 years after pleading guilty to rape, assault, and criminal abuse of a child. Officials say his victim was a 6-month-old baby who had to be flown to the hospital.
Okay. That's a baby, not a child. He had to be flown to the hospital?
Puckett will not get probation. He'll also have 5 more years of supervised release and must register as a sex offender for the rest of his life.
No, that's not the end. No, we need to get more into this. Let's get into his history, exactly the things they found in his home, because you know they had to have found some material on his computer. See, y'all want to get into that, do you? Why not? Why not? Just want to skip right on past that. Shame on you. Shame on y'all. Always want to conceal and hide the dirt that y'all commit. This surfaced, what, 5 days ago? I told you. All these stories in the past week. Coaches, I don't know, what is this? I think this is an area, maybe a city man, accused of allegedly having child pornography. Okay, so he had images of child porn, just I guess on his phone or on his computer. Shame on you, dude. Shame on you. You should be punished. Jacksonville man accused in child exploitation investigation. Look at this dude. He was arrested on charges including possession of child porn. This is that neighbor of yours. This is that coworker of yours. Huh? I got white fatigue. I have PDFfile fatigue. Somebody help me. This is nasty. What is wrong with you dudes? Grown women is not enough for you? Is there something about adult women that you don't like? Boise sex offender arrested on new charges after routine check. He is accused of having child porn and bestiality materials. You horrible, horrible person.
I still remember the spark in your eyes.
You immoral subhuman. You immoral degenerate. I have white fatigue because of your filthiness.
Parish, the sheriff's office booked this man, 38-year-old Rusty Greenwald, inside the Bossier Maximum Security facility for violating multiple charges related to his status as a registered Tier 3 sex offender. Now, during his routine compliance check, investigators found multiple unlawful images stored on his phone. His charges include unlawful deepfakes, pornography involving juveniles, and 2 counts of bestiality. His bond is over $1.4 million.
Those categories, whites lead in by far when compared to black Americans. You know what that means? That gives us the moral authority to criticize you on it. You filthy degenerate. You disgusting lowlife. You immoral piece of trash. How dare you? How dare you try to sit in judgment of black Americans when y'all lead in this type of activity? I'll slap one of you right now. I don't want to hear you giving me no lecture. I want to hear you walking away. I want to hear footsteps of you walking away and shutting your mouth. You ain't giving no lectures over here, white man. You know you're not about to set up a table at this HBCU. You're not about to go campus to campus, giving us no lectures nowhere. You want to go around giving lectures? Lecture your own people on this, on these types of crimes, and the importance of reducing these types of crimes. See, the fact that y'all ignore this shows you're not a people of high morals. You're just being racist, wanting to ignore your problems that you dominate in and only look at black people's problems. Nope. We got a white woman, New Orleans suspect, accused of child pornography, sexual abuse of a dog. Really? Really? This is the demographic who's trying to compare themselves to us? Understand, this is what these white supremacists are doing when they try to criticize us about anything. They're comparing themselves to us. They have to be. Y'all need to focus on your own problems. First of all, the first step is to acknowledge your own problems and that you dominate, that you lead. Look, they dedicated 18 seconds. Notice when they deal with their own dirt, they'll dedicate 30 seconds, 18 seconds, stuff like that. We're not going to do that. Nope, we're not going to do that. That's why I'm creating a special to elaborate.
Involving both child, New Orleans faces 14 counts of sex crimes involving both child porn and the sexual abuse of an animal. The arrest warrant affidavit says that an electronic service provider reported concerns about Walker's shoulder to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
You nasty, immoral, subhuman degenerate. You disgusting, parasitic, pathetic excuse for a human. You degenerate. You are an epic degenerate. And you telling me this group of people is trying to cast judgment on black Americans? Black men are doing a good enough job of that already. And we're doing something that you all are not doing. And you still think you got the authority to come lecture us? Boy, things about to get so ugly for you white supremacists. I told y'all better stop this right now. Columbia man accused of having AI generated child pornography. Are you serious? AI generated? Are y'all really that desperate to see this type of material? How? I'm not even going to ask the obvious questions. What in the world is wrong with y'all? I don't want to hear no lectures. Oh, 75% of black homes are headed by single mothers. Oh, you Negroes are so immoral. No, those types of lectures not going to fly. Y'all better sit down somewhere. Y'all better sit down somewhere. Rock, Colorado man accused of having child porn on several devices. Again, all of these stories within the past week. You complete and utter degenerate. You are beneath a human being. You sick, immoral, disgusting. No wonder. See, now it becomes easy to understand why you white supremacists, That's why it's easier to understand why you have PDF file rings. Makes sense now. You have PDF file gangs, which is the same thing. No wonder you guys create the dark web. And we know all this material festers on the dark web. You disgusting parasite. No one, see, this is why they try to cast judgment on black Americans. Because they are keenly aware of how much of a sick degenerate that they themselves are. So to take their minds off of how much of a sick degenerate group they are, they focus on us. They hyper focus on us. And this is y'all's culture. Going all, I told you, y'all got the Greek statues to prove it. Oh, you sick degenerates. And the fact that you all look just like our coworkers, our neighbors, the people we see in the stores every day, makes it so much worse. Always trying to project yourselves as the pillars of society, as the angels of society, as the people in society that can do no wrong. It's you niggers you niggers are the downfall of society. No, it's you sick, disgusting degenerate. In fact, don't even touch me. Don't touch me. And I'm not touching nothing that you've touched. You nasty degenerate. Indiana man charged with having child pornography. I know I made a mistake. What? That's all you got to say? I know I made a mistake. Just couldn't stay away from children? I mean, a fully developed woman doesn't do it for you? An adult woman doesn't do it for you? That's not enough for you? You're unsatisfied with grown women? That's where my confusion comes in. Like, what? When you look at a grown naked woman, is that like looking at a brick wall? You're just not excited. These bozos just not excited. Woman can be just butt naked. And ain't nothing happening with him. The blood ain't flowing. No, but in comes a 5-year-old and now you up on your toes, huh? You sick degenerate. I don't want to, boy, listen. Y'all want to keep going around these campuses challenging us on our morals. Y'all about to get flamed. We about to torch y'all asses. It's about to be on. And I'm telling you, you better stop. Why did y'all start doing that anyways? Just deciding, let's go campus to campus talking about how horrible and immoral black people are, primarily black men. What made y'all start? It just came out of nowhere. Did y'all notice that? Just out of nowhere. Black people are just so horrible. Where'd that come from? It had to have come from their knowing that they were despicable themselves. And they're depressed about it, fighting, trying to find some way out of their depression, of, their knowledge of how sick they themselves are. The best way to do that is to project other people as sick, as more sick and dysfunctional than you yourself are. And more evidence that this is what goes on is the fact that they never reflect on white issues, on white problems. There's no balance. It's all about black people, black people, black people. Black people are the downfall of America. That coon that I told y'all about, that truck driver coon, I asked him that same question. I said, do you think black Americans are the downfall of this country? And he said they are close to being it if they're not it already. Really? Now, when I ask, and I ask again, what does single mothers dominating Black America have to do with you as a white person? That really has nothing to do with you, but obviously you think it does. Explain to me how that pertains to you and your group at all. Like I said, the one and only thing that they can point to is that those kids are more likely to grow up to be criminals. Well, 8 out of 10 people who Black people unalive is other Black people. So the crimes that Blacks are committing are primarily against other Black people. So you don't even have an issue really with the criminal class. And what do you think abused kids grow up to be like? Look it up. Abused kids grow up to be violent too. That increases the chances that they become dysfunctional and violent and antisocial in the world too. That also contributes to dysfunctional people and antisocial people. So y'all have no moral high ground. You cannot do any type of moral grandstanding against Black America. This is not me trying to make excuses for Black degeneracy. Like I said, we Black men, we are the kings of examining our own dysfunctions. We do that. The problem is the group that never does that, who are trying to cast judgment on us. Y'all not gonna do that. We not even gonna have the conversation. Shut your goofy mouths and go on about your business.